Oh no, what have you done to my sitting blanket? You flipped it. It's all scraggled. Why would you do this to me? I don't understand. I use it for sitting, not for scraggling. Look at it. So neat, so comfy, so tidy. Unlike the horrible things you've done to it. Alright, everyone, Wanderbots here, and welcome back to some garden story. Alright, so we gotta... Let's see. So we've gotta repair with some saps and... glass shards in the forage box. I guess I should start getting out sap. I've forgotten how to play already.
I mean, that happens when we take several day breaks.
Yeah. Gosh, this whole week and month and everything has just been rough.
No, we've already experienced this.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, yep. Nothing new.
Same dialogue there, too.
There button Right, there we go.
I liked the egg cucumber sandwiches I made.
They were good. For those of y'all that do not know, Shell makes a mean cucumber sandwich.
Well, what happened was we went to a local Japanese bakery months ago. And we were picking up mostly dessert pastries, but we hadn't had lunch that day, and I saw that they had some bizarre sandwiches and one of them was a cucumber egg sandwich, as in hard-boiled eggs. I was like, okay, I'll try that. And I think I had a kind of Japanese mayonnaise spread, but it was really refreshing and really good. I think what it is cucumbers in and of themselves are very refreshing.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously they add
like a sweet crispness to them.
Sweet, yeah, crunch. And then the eggs were, you know, a protein and soft, and they work well with the mayonnaise. So I always wanted to make one, and I chose this really nice cucumber before I left to go visit my family, and Wander let it rot in the refrigerator.
It turned heinous.
It liquefied.
I'm going to say, not fully my fault. There was a lot that I needed to do.
Uh-huh. I know. And it was also at the bottom of the crisper door.
I gained weight eating all of the leftover junk that was kind of left for me to eat.
But in any case, so we were able to more recently acquire a new cucumber. And today I said, well, maybe I should make these sandwiches. Except I had to hard boil. Well, it's called hard boiling, right?
Yeah.
I had to hard boil eggs, which I hadn't done since I was a child, and those were eggs that were intended for Easter eggs.
I don't think they were intended for Easter eggs.
No, I'm saying that when I was young.
Oh.
The only boiling that I did of eggs within their shell was for Easter eggs.
Yeah, fair.
Because my family always preferred having eggs scrambled, poached, and my grandmother would do the type of poaching where you boil it in water in the saucepan, as opposed to using a poacher. And then you have sunny side up over easy. I suppose that would be considered frying the eggs. But yeah, I didn't really eat hard-boiled eggs that often.
My parents would have us eat hard-boiled eggs often.
Mm-hmm. Probably because that's the kind of thing that you might be able to take as lunch and or snack food on trails and stuff if you leave them in the eggshells. Is that possible?
Not really. I think my parents just really liked... I'm going to call them lazy foods. Foods that could be cooked up in a matter of, like, you know, minutes. And
I mean,
as part of this, you were talking about how you were glad that the eggs didn't turn out to be the kind of gross ones with the green interior.
Well, the thing is, that's the Easter egg ones, and I think those ones specifically, not only are they overcooked, but they also get refrigerated. Mm-hmm. And I think the refrigeration might
Well, it's not even that. You just throw it in for too long and you overcook it. and that's why it kind of turns.
Yes. Whereas
wrong
the eggs
color?
that I made, it was almost as though the yolk was flaking on the inside.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of also how it works. It just, I don't know.
But they were also still a dark yellow.
I just
and
know
it was
my
really
folks
nice.
would throw eggs in for a while and just be like, yeah, it's good enough.
I watched until the water was bubbling enough, and then I followed the instructions that you gave me and set a timer for 6
And it works
minutes
great.
and turned off the
They were
heat.
tasty.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, maraschino.
Hey, I'm pretty busy. Oh, never mind.
He's doing more guard duty.
Yeah. He can follow us around and help us fight, but I don't really feel like imposing.
Yes. So the sandwiches were good.
Yeah.
And I was able to use our peeler to get some of the cucumber skin off, and then I slice that, and you kind of layer the egg slices and the cucumber slices together. Put some mayonnaise on, though you had to, in order to make it taste more like Japanese mayonnaise, we had to add mustard, lemon juice, and what else?
I forget. Oh.
Oh, brassica. Oh, are they a turnip or a rutabaga of some
I
sort?
think so. I can look it up.
Have you seen the old grave in Bell Row? I think Elderberry knows about it.
The old grave. Whose grave? Maybe a grave to one of the other heroes?
Huh. Brassica is a cabbage and or mustard.
Oh.
Huh. Okay. Might as well grab these as I go by. Unfortunately, don't need them. Oh, that's how you run. I got it. I was just mashing the roll button to run. But no, you just press it once, and then you run.
So I wonder, when you build games like this,
Oh, they're just done. Okay.
in addition to the artwork, are you kind of layering a guide atop or beneath it for the game itself to follow so that you know where walls are
Yes.
and things of that nature?
Yeah, so it depends on the game and how you're producing it.
Because you
In
have
the
to
most
designate.
rudimentary sense, what you do is you, like, for the most rudimentary games, you just put, like, a rectangle on the character, based on their size. I'm pretty sure that's how this game does it.
But that means you also have to put walls and rectangles around, say, that rock ledge, so
Yep.
that you can't cross over it.
Well, I don't know if you were paying attention when I was making the D&D maps, but that's exactly what I was doing for the light sources, if you remember. For the dynamic lights.
Yeah.
Effectively, you just paint. Yeah, it's like a separate transparent layer. At least, once again, in the most rudimentary sense. Or the most rudimentary handlings, where it's just like, yep, this is the collision box. But a lot of games kind of do it in a sloppy manner. It's easy to, like, kind of pop inside of that.
I would expect it to be easier to clip through the world with 3D games than it would be 2D games.
It depends on the game. But yes. It is not uncommon to specifically see like a hole in the level architecture in a 3D game, because there's
There's
so much
polygons.
more dimension to look at. I guess is the easy way to put it. So, like, I was playing Guild Wars earlier today. Oh, I'm supposed to hit the overgrown logs. That's what it is.
Oh, the ones with the grass sprouting
Yeah,
from them, or
that's-
the plants.
Yeah, technically I can make, like, a dew that makes them sprout too, so I might want to start doing that. No. Alright, there we go.
Yeah, when I was... Because we've been playing Guild Wars 2 lately, I jumped on one of the mounts as I was descending on a road, and the mount actually got caught in the road,
Yep.
and I wasn't able to
Yeah.
actually come above ground until I stepped off the mount. But thank goodness I could, because it'd be terrible if my character got stuck. Yep, that's using the leafy dew.
Okay, Leafy Dew. Oh. Oh, jar is already occupied.
Oh, so you need to use your jar on it.
Yeah. It does an area transition cause time to jump? No, it doesn't look like it. There we go. Let's see. But yeah, I remember jumping around earlier today in Guild Wars 2, and there was just like huge holes in the top of like a plateau area because they didn't expect anybody to ever see it.
What are you giving Marsan?
Giving due for the library.
Oh.
Oh, you really got 'em all, huh? Not to be rude, but I didn't think that you'd be up to it. Who knew a gardener would be able to brave it out there on their own? I've been a bit rude, but I don't want you avoiding my tavern.
Dew may be a pleasure to most of these folks, but when you're out near the... What was that?
Near the rot, sorry.
Near the rot, you'll need Dew to make sure that you never hurt too much.
I think you'll find it's not just for tending wounds. Dew is connected to the mana of our island. Each drop is capable of tiny miracles. Every village creates unique dews for us to use in daily life. The island's vitality is part of us and how we create lives for ourselves in the grove.
I don't even remember what voices I gave all the characters, but I'll just continue.
Yeah.
The dew I produce here is sold at cost. The more available it is, the more the villages prosper. I only hope you come to appreciate it the same way I do.
Okay, we definitely don't have that. Or that. And Hammer's got to be level 3 for that one. Elderberry has the thing. I can hear the quiet hum of the library. By golly, you've done it, Concord. Be sure to tell Hakure. They're gonna want to sort everything for tomorrow's grand reopening. Hamlet scribes can be a bit overzealous, to put it lightly. Get some rest. You've earned it. Okay, so just wait till tomorrow. Yeah, we've triggered the library, so we can go do things.
Yes. A library grand opening?
Yep. I'm gonna do a little bit before we go.
I love libraries. Repositories of knowledge.
How do I heal again? This? Nope. This? Nope. Nope. That's how I do it. Oh, those guys die in a hurry.
Well, actually, how did they perish?
What? The stump dude?
Well, the one off to the right.
Oh, I'd hit it. Ow. Twigs. Branches. Plenty. Okay, anything else? Yes.
You've been fine with venturing out after dark so far.
Yep. As long as I'm careful. Most enemies don't actually do that much damage to me.
Mm-hmm. Definitely the noxious spores, though, to be concerned about.
Kind of. I mean, this just slows me down. Like when I'm gooped up.
Oh, I see.
It's not actually a worry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does that... Yeah, see, that's the thing I have to worry about.
Mm-hmm. The
But
vomit.
I don't quite have enough range. Whoops.
I wonder if you'll get ranged weapons later.
I don't know about that.
A little slingshot or a bow would be cute.
I know the hammer is kind of the range one.
Oh no.
Ow.
Watch out. It'll blow up.
Got it. On a roll. Let's roll.
Oh yeah, that was an achievement.
Yep. And I need to be slightly stronger. Oh, yeah, we haven't even upgraded the hammer's damage sufficiently? No, we have. Yeah, I guess we just need to be just a smidge stronger on both of those. Well, I'm gonna go bed. I could pace it out and keep grinding for certain things, but I think that would just get boring really fast.
Oh, there's the eyeballs.
Oh, hold up. Oh, that reminds me. I've got to snag a clip of something juicy.
What's that
I might actually-
noise?
You know, I honestly don't know.
Oh, it's the mailbox.
Oh, you're right.
It's reminding you that there's mail. I wish the post office would text us whenever something arrived in the P.O. box.
Yeah, that would be really nice.
Because you got some mail today. We'll have to...
I like it how I have to
look at it.
hit the mailbox open. But yeah, it would be so nice if we got email notifications, because half the people that I like, half the developers that send me things, I'm like, okay, please, you know, please give me a tracking number, and they just don't.
Mm-hmm.
They just never do. Okay, so we have my memories. Okay, here we go. So we actually are further connected to this one, somehow. Okay, basic resources have a chance of being higher tier. It would be nice. We'll figure it out later. It'll also be nicer once we have a lot more slots, but right now, I am too bad for that.
Now, that means you'll have, what, 3 other locations where you'll have quests?
Correct. Let's see. I've heard from some people later on. Hello. I guess let's get this while we're here. That it gets a little hard getting all of them, maybe. Okay. So, oozes, whack 'em, pound pegs with a hammer
Oh.
in the riverway.
For fences. Okay.
Yep. And another package. So these are really easy today. There we go.
So do you want to complete those before you go to the library?
Yeah. The chores are arguably probably more important. Like, story progression is nice,
Nighttime
but...
approaches and you just miss the library ceremony.
I mean, we'll pass by it, but...
It might railroad you to it. Or are those the posts?
Yeah. And most of these are really easy to get to. Oh. The inventory is full.
Mm-hmm. Hammer the posts.
Let's see. Yeah. The hammer. There we go. That said, I think I'm gonna
And there's
go...
one across the way.
Yeah, I'm very quickly gonna go dump off all my resources. I totally forgot about that. Burp, burp, you're on my way. Burp. There we go. Wait, isn't there a box here to deposit things?
I think that's inside your house.
Right. Yeah, there it is. It's all sticks. I really wish there was a quick deposit button. Just please dump whole backpack in here. That's okay. What were we talking about? I've lost it. It's cucumber sandwiches, and then my mind goes blank.
And then just walls and games.
Yeah. And collisions. Yeah, I'd love to actually see more of how certain games were made. Just because it is super fascinating seeing it happen. Unfortunately, a lot of developers aren't the most
Forthwith. But that's in part because you don't want to give away all your secrets.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
It's not even that. I think it's just mainly not worth it to explain 100%.
The making of.
Yeah.
And of course, people's eyes would probably glaze over if they had to listen to the code.
Yep.
Or coding.
I mean...
I know that tends to be the pitfall of a lot of people going into game design. There are those that are like, wow, you know, I want to brainstorm and invent, you know, the mechanics and everything for the game. And they're like, well, do you know how to code?
Yeah.
And it's all, what?
I worked with a couple of idea guys over the years, and it was frustrating. Because it's like, hey, you know, we were doing a game jam, and it's just like, all right, so, you know, we've got 48 hours to make a game as fast as possible, you know, so we're going to need to divvy it up. So you work on the combat, you work on the movement.
But then again,
we'll kind of pass
you
it
were
around some other
you
things.
were always the artist.
I was
so-
the artist, so I just did all of the art.
I mean, that's something that we understand.
Mm-hmm. And understand well. But
I suppose it's one of those things, though, where art is a skill just like perhaps learning how to code and such. It's just that for me, art is, I mean, the creation of imagery and characters and color palettes and everything like that, that makes sense to me, but I can understand people having fun with writing code.
I find coding is actually really fun. But I also have only done fairly basic stuff.
But what I would be so upset by, you know how in painting you sometimes need to stall and rework things and whatnot? The thing is, with coding, aren't there instances where, you've written so much code and then a new thing of code that's supposed to implement a new mechanic doesn't interact well with something else, and then you have to go back and figure out what the problems are.
Bug fixing, the simpler your game is, the easier it is to fix bugs, kind of. But not always. I think it really depends on how experienced of a programmer you are.
At this point, though, aren't there essentially dictionaries of code that can be used to implement in games?
Yes, so there's a lot of pre-built code that you can use when making stuff. I generally wouldn't recommend it beyond like certain amounts.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like using stock art for a game. Or, a comic book or something like that.
But isn't there only one way to write how a sword swings?
No.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that there's more.
There's an infinite number.
I know. But depending on the game.
Still no.
No?
Nope. Let's see. So, gosh, when I was making that slipshod tower defense game that I made, here's an easy one. Movement in a game. I made asteroids, but it was like a slightly more complicated asteroids.
Mm-hmm.
When you move, how do you move? Do you move at a set value? Is there acceleration? Is there a little bit of acceleration, then it stops at a set value? Can you strafe, or are you always moving in a straight line? How do you turn? But is there
only one command for forward metric unit? No?
No. Because you kind of make that. It depends a little bit based on the engine. But no, there's a lot of different ways to program movement. There we go. Let's heal up. Obviously, I can't explain it particularly well compared to, I'm sure, some other people. But, at least from my experience, there was a ton of different ways to do things. Trying to get towers in a tower defense to shoot was pretty complex and actually quite frustrating. But
isn't that just a situation where you're programming AI and it's,
kind of, but it's
tower
like,
will attack when such is in this proximity?
Sort of.
And it's, bullets will fly out a diagonal.
But what would happen is, do you have the bullets fly straight at the enemy? And if the enemy is moving fast, does the bullet curve to hit? Or does it keep flying and then hit? There's different ways of doing it. Or is it just kind of an instant thing? There's a lot of stuff. Anyway. Concord. About time you fixed this place. If Fuji were here, we would have gotten this place fixed much earlier. Fuji was here, though. How long has this place been busted? Never mind that, though. For now, we have other issues that only a guardian can solve. So we'll make do. Before the town was in disarray, most villagers came here in search of guidance. However, we've encountered some issues that have severed our connection to the paperbark tree. Of course, if Plum didn't run off, we would have already had this place running already, but instead, we...
Please excuse Hakare. It's been a trying week. This place is important to us. We work hard to make sure it works.
If you could help us generate some books, it would help a lot of our villagers. Most of them will just be fun little facts for you, but many here rely on paperbark's knowledge.
It would also be nice if you could clear the rot in the Spring Hamlet more. There's no point in getting our books back if those darn oozes just eat them up again. We'll make sure to notify you of rot in the request board.
Everyone in the village thrives off your labor, Concord. Try your best to get familiar with operations here. Scarlet can show you how to use the catalog system here.
Hi, Concord. If you're looking to develop the library's archive, you're going to want to start here. Our paperbark tree is a living record of our knowledge. Unfortunately, we've lost all our books because the former guardian, but thankfully, it's quite easy to reproduce the text. You see, the paperbark tree remembers via relation. It's quite interesting, honestly. Though not technically alive, the paperbark is able to technically remember others' written accounts. Oh, sorry, I got a bit carried away. What you actually need is to know is that you can put different resources you find into the paperbark chute. These will generate corresponding groups of topics that come to us as catalogs. If you fill out the catalogs, the paperbark will fill out the bookcases by genre. Kind of exciting, right?
Very cool. Okay.
Give it stuff.
So we just have to give it kind of one of everything.
Yep, one of every resource to make a little log about it. Where'd all your stuff go?
So, the wood I put away. Ah, can you feel the scent of freshly turned pages waft throughout our humble archive? A delight describes everywhere. Thank you, Guardian Concord. Elderberry is right outside enjoying the hamlet. Whatever plan they have in the works, I'm sure they include our new Guardian. Well, at least it got nicer.
Wait, 26% of the library is done?
Yeah. At least with the paperbark. Yeah, so these are the catalogs, and I bet if we fill them out, it gets us even more. I don't know what these are. Books. Lush Greenwood. Oh, boy. Okay,
Ooh,
so I am
lore.
going to say... Roots?
That might be it. Just one page.
Yeah, but it's got a symbol above it. Like an idea
Oh.
symbol. So I'm going to leave the lore until we're done, and then I'll let you go bananas. Sound good?
Okay.
Just because I hate reading lore piecemeal. It's always kind of frustrating. Okay, said you filled out a lot of the catalogs, even some of the building manuals we needed for repairs. Unfortunately, our architect, Fuji, is far from the hamlet right now. And without them, the knowledge we've accrued is of no use. Not when the hamlet has undergone so much damage. But reaching them won't be easy. When you're ready, I know exactly what we need. I'll meet you in the library. Well, I mean, like, what else am I doing? Even now, I can see the flower of knowledge bud within our library, but the rot that first cut us off from our literature threatens to do the same again. Spring Hamlet's paperbark is the heart of every library in the Grove. It scares me to think of how the other villages are doing without their books. We could repair the paperbark from critical damage again, but we need Fuji. They left for the summer bar in hopes of retrieving an architecture book. But they haven't been back yet. They can take care of themselves, but we need them. To get to the summer bar, we'll need to cross the lily path, but it's withered. Plum originally called the spores needed to grow lilies within the library's depths. We call it the Stacks, a large collection of unreadable books, worn from time and use. You'll need to venture below to obtain the spores we need. Be careful. That same rot that's eating the library will block your way. You'll probably want to use the shield that Rana gave you. You'll need protection down there. Whatever caused the rot down there will not be easy to get past. I'll mark the Stacks.
Ooh. The
All right,
basement.
dungeon crawling. Dungeon gubbin. Poison problem.
Mm-hmm. Ah! Well, you set that off.
Kind of.
Or is it part of a puzzle?
No, actually. Where am I going?
Down that shaft on the left?
Oh,
Some of the stack's tiles on the floor are covered with poisonous rot fumes. Don't linger too long.
Nope.
Yeah, maybe you need to push that down. See that table
This
above
one?
you?
Maybe.
Maybe use the hammer on it.
Oh. Oh, I had to hit both switches.
Oh, okay. You just lit them up. All right. I didn't know if you need to put something on the pressure plates. But it works.
Oh, it's a pressure plate puzzle. And yeah, they're poisoned, but that's not really much of an issue.
Is it going to close again, or because it's open once, it's
Yeah,
fine?
I think once it's open once, we're fine. There we go. I don't see anything else worth grabbing while I'm here. Oh boy.
What
A
are
lot of
those
gooners.
things on the ground? Carrots?
They look interesting, whatever they are. Let's see. It looks like it had money in it. I think it's a pot.
Ah, overgrown pots. Yep.
Okay. I don't see anything else really here. I don't really know if breaking those is worth it. Ow. Right.
I didn't know if... You haven't encountered any lore in the discarded books, have you? There's one pad at the end.
Yeah, I see it.
What? It didn't light up.
It's because I have to
You have
stand
to
on
be... Yep.
it. It's understandable.
Ooh.
This looks like a really messed up paperbark tree.
The
Bookworm.
bookworm! Ugh, it's gross.
Ow, ow, ow. Okay. Doesn't look like it has too much HP. Oh, you can see where it's falling.
Mm-hmm. That does not look well. It has X's over its eyes. It's vomiting.
Ow, ow, ow. Can't destroy those.
But is
Good
it
to
the
know.
source of the rot, or did it get sick because it was eating the tree that had the rot?
Ah. Okay. It's okay. Play it safe. His pattern's easy. It's just a matter of me having enough stamina for it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
Because he sends projectiles after you, and then you have to clobber him over the head.
Yep. Yeah, so as long as I just kind of stay very careful and not greedy.
I always find it interesting when there are colloquialisms that become monster puns. Because, you know, a bookworm is a colloquialism for
A
a
nerd.
nerd or someone who loves to read, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder where its origins are from. Why was someone who had a proclivity for reading called a worm?
Ow.
Is it because they would hide themselves in the pages of a book? Like a worm would dig into
That
the
sucked a
earth?
bit.
Or what?
Please die. Damn
Oh, one more round.
it. Yeah, I gotta be very careful, though.
You
Few
don't
hits
have
and
any
I'm
more
gone.
healing items?
Oh, he just gets really angry at this stage. Wait, alternatively,
Ah!
He ain't dead? Oh, shoot.
Oh, you see.
I thought he was dead. Wait.
By the book?
I think I
Wait, you
did kill
killed
him.
him?
He just...
You killed him, but you died in the process.
awkward.
So what does that mean for fulfilling the quest?
I don't know. Oh, more products in the Tavern and Trader. No, we'll just go back down there. Frustrating, though.